Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Oh wow, I've did a lot of research and I'd like to share that research. This is going to be part of my marketing in terms of me really doing the reading and the absorption of this data in terms of my notes. The gentleman that I'd like to speak to is Ola Tux. Awesome individual in terms of how I'm running through this data, but I know that I'm also absorbing it as well. So I just like to give a slight overview on what I have looked at so far. And so what we talk about in terms of wholesaling is not focusing on what doesn't work. We're living in an age now of technology. We're living in an age of digital technology in terms of how to generate an income on a digital level, where you can have your money sent to you, Cash App, Zelle, uh, and any other system that sends money to you. The idea now is that people are reaching to a point of time where attention is a deficit in terms of uh, what's out there and if whether a person's looking at YouTube or whatever someone's talking about and a person I listen to for a couple seconds and they're gone. So what I really liked about this data that I'm looking at is, and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but I like to throw some stuff out there like the CRM, the customer, what is that? Let me write that, see if I can look at that. Normally I'd have that on the top of my head. I know it's the aspect where you download all your information in terms of your customers, your customer management tool, in fact, and how it can do so much for you. Where my understanding is that your two greatest aspects of what you're doing is your data collection and your time. And I would have thought it totally different in terms of that is it's about the properties. Is it this building? Is it me getting this deal done? And in reference to timing and how do you get your business to run for you in reference to a passive uh, stream of income, actually 10 different streams while you're asleep. I'm like, wow, okay, I can get with that. I may seem, I mean, I may not have the kind of video where, you have all, the music and, all the stuff in the background, but I do know what it is I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give an overview and I'm going to run right down by it by what I see. Okay, here it is. The key is to add value to the marketplace. When you add value to the marketplace, it is an exchange of what we call energy, which is another name for currency. You provide value, which your customer receives, and in exchange, because he or she feels that you have provided value, then you will get that back in terms of digital currency and or some type of fiat currency. Depends on how you want to look at that and how you want to lay it down. You want to collect data and understand what does it mean regarding comprehensive analysis, which is not tough at all. You also have something called the KLT factor. That translates into someone who wants to know you because you provide value and they like you and they trust you. When someone likes you and they trust you, you can be selling or sharing one thing and talking about another thing, and before you know it, they've already bought what you have because they find value in what you have to offer. The other thing is how to effectively and smoothly handle objection, and where you don't even have to push it. It's not even a hard sell. It's like somebody who comes to the grocery store and they're coming to buy eggs, or they're coming to buy whatever they're coming to buy. That's what they're there for. That's why they're at the store. You're like the store, and you have something that everybody needs in terms of value again. Everybody likes value. The only counter to easy accessibility and choices and options is the simple fact that there's only one you. That means, and I've seen this happen before in the past. In other words, you create such a connection with your prospects. They don't want to deal with anybody but you if they are in a position to choose, because you have provided such credibility, such a connection, that they'll actually wait just to talk to you. Again, because they like you, they know you, and they trust you. The other thing is human beings uh, decide based on emotions 85% of the time, and justify that logic later. The other thing is lead with value in order to stand out. Producing, publishing, and promoting content. That's what I'm doing right now. Promoting content. So you'll know, for those of you who are ready, that I know what I'm talking about. And there's nothing like working at something yourself. The other thing is it's ILDT. I is investing in yourself, learning, but learning in a way where you don't have to learn it all in order to move, to take action, in fact. The aspect of doing this. Nothing gets done until you do it. The other thing is being able to teach, being able to teach what you know based on value. Now, what I'm doing is I'm looking at my notes rather than reading right from the data, because then the data becomes my own when I do this. Another thing is, and I think I already spoke on this, but I'm going to say it again because I wrote on the front of my book, it says, repetition is the mother of mastery. Let me say that again. Repetition is the mother of mastery. That really resonated with me. You do something over and over again, you may not ever get it perfect, but for somebody on the outside looking in, it'll seem like you on another level because you've really taken that within yourself. Let me see now. Value simply means identifying the problems and providing information on corresponding solutions. Let me say that one more time. Value simply means identifying the problems and providing information on corresponding solutions. You become the expert because you are plugged into an unstoppable source of knowledge, and you are also feeding the marketplace as you go. This is the kind of business that it actually becomes part of you, in terms of that you can visualize it before it even happens. In fact, I just wanted to share this very quickly. I was looking at this one lady's YouTube video, and she was talking about how do you manifest. And for me, that was very, very, very important. And one of the things I had noticed, or should I say I had not noticed until now, is that in order to gain a thing, you must feel whatever it is that you're seeking to achieve before you physically have it. By what? Emotion. So that means you must be success. You must feel successful before you have what would be considered the external aspects of success. And I like to go more on that, but I'm gonna stay on task, stay focused here. Okay. My notes. Okay. Your real estate wholesaling marketing empire gains its strength when you know this business is basically survival of the fittest. The reason why this data is so important to me, because nobody told me this. I mean, I just thought I would jump out there, if I, did what everybody else was doing. And then I'm finding out that the way life is that if 90 people are going east, make sure you go west. Because you're going to be doing, you have to have something that's different than everyone else, that everybody's searching for, and that is value in the moment. Value in the moment. Even if what you have, the person doesn't understand what you have, if you can keep that value in the moment, and I'm learning how to do that, then when that person is ready, when that person is, how can I say, receptive. The understanding is that marketing says that an individual has to be exposed 7 times to the potential product before they decide whether or not that they're going to make up their mind and take advantage of that. So we're talking about real keys. We're talking about real keys of mental technology. Okay. Leverage. Multiple leverage points. Never stop promoting and building your lists. Subscribe, like, and share, which is data connection. So that tells me, who's ever looking at this, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, which I normally wouldn't act. But I now realize that I am a marketer. Never knew that. I got it now. It says, when you make data collection the primary objective when marketing, it's a guaranteed strategy to better business intelligence, and more importantly, you get to create perpetual opportunities to market to your best prospects for free. Now tell me somebody that don't like something for free. We're on to something. We're on to something here. Okay, now, ABC. ABC stands for always be closing, meaning always seek to close a situation as a mindset forever. Then we flip it to the next notch. I'm loving this. ABCD. Always be collecting data. Let me say that again. Always be collecting data. That's what's going on. Business intelligence equals data collections. Email, name, potential phone number. Finding value in your customers in terms of finding out what they want to know. How can you solve their problems? That's the key. All the time. Other thing, key KPI, which is key performance indicator or indicators. The other thing is the second pillar is automation and learning how to, and I love this part, y'all, learning how to decrease your labor. Now, I'm going to paraphrase what I had studied, and I'm going to see whether I can remember. Goes something like this. If you notice the average construction site, the guy or gal who's working the hardest gets the least compensation. Only reason why I'm saying this because I've been a construction worker, so I know. So what that translates into is that it's not about physical labor. It's about how you apply modern technology on the cutting edge with how your data probably would work probably through algorithms, etc. But I don't want to get too complicated here. You get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: you work less to give yourself more free time to do the things that you want, but most importantly, you collect your data through technology. Also, how to capture your prospects' business with precise, accurate, and right timing. How do you do that? How you do that is that your system is constantly working all the time, especially when you are resting. More about that later. A primary reason for collecting data is to create living connections with your prospects. Ooh, that's a serious part right there. So what that indicates is that if there's a living connection, there also must be a dead connection. This is when it goes into expenditures of your resources. You want to generate more prospects, but without spending more money and without those connections becoming dead, but constantly, alive. And the key is, how do you do that? And that's what this information is all about. Most decisions are emotional in nature. You cannot skip the role of time and patience in your business. That's the reason why you have to follow up on these keys. It says email marketing follow-ups. All you do is control what you can control and ignore the rest. Oh my God, that's powerful. Let me say that again. I need to hear this, and it don't have nothing to do with the real estate. Let me say this again. It says here, all you can do is control what you can control and ignore the rest. Awesome. It also says your initial contact starts with offering valuable information to your targeted audiences in exchange for their emails. Ola, you're a genius, man. I hope that you will eventually look at this in terms of what you were saying. Because I said to myself, Ola, when I first saw you and I was listening to you, and I remember one time you kind of like misspelled the word, and I said, hey, I know how to spell that word. I said, this guy has already made $1 million or more. I said, oh yeah, I'm going to make me $1 million at least. I messed with Yola. Okay. Your CRM is your customer relations management tool. Essential. 2 words: dead connections, live connections. Understand the difference between the two. Okay, here it says here. Living connection driven campaigns. All you have to ask your prospects as many times as possible for as long as they are connected is, how can you best serve them? Then deliver. Wow, man. After all, the continuous living connector and or connection is free. It's free, y'all. Horizontal and vertical classes of people will be among your prospects. You got to find out what that means. I'm not going to give it all to you because I need you to get in there and study yourself too. Because when you study it, it becomes yours. Your customers, or should I say, you need to build emotions and trust for your brand over time in order to make a buying decision of any type. Let me say that again. It says here, because I wrote this down. I was just writing all kind of notes. It says that you can build emotions and trust for your brand over time in order to make a buying decision of any type when you're dealing with your prospects. That's the key. That's the key right there. Technology follow-up machines. CRM is essential for follow-up. Just repetition. Relationship and management software, that's a CRM, are must follow up machine to implement in the time in this time and age. As the name implies, doggone, I can't even read my writing. The primary objective of any campaign is to create your information in such a way so that it reflects the age that we're in, which is technology. You don't need to be doing nothing old. If you're using anything that has to deal with labor and all the rest of this stuff, like driving for dollars, bandit signs, the whole nine, that's not working right now. Not at this level. It might work a little bit, but the guy that really knows, or the young lady that really knows what he or she's doing, or they're going to get it done through technology. The best part is that living connections can be automated 100% into your real estate business in a few short steps. The guaranteed way to build a real estate marketing business is to set up marketing strategies that only generate living connections, i.e., ability to continue to follow up with automated marketing without having to spend additional money. Yes. Also, how about this one? I like this one. It says 100 prospects in 1 minute opposed to spending 100 minutes with one prospect. Let me say that again. To be able to connect with 100 prospects in 1 minute opposed to spending 100 minutes with one prospect. It's all about time. It's all about your energy, which is your currency. It says sustainability. Set up marketing streams of income. Educated offers. Takeovers with high equity. Short sales. Subject to deals. Foreclosure help. Paid consulting. Property management. Brokerage services. Fix and flips. Joint venture partnerships, etc. What that means is that those are all different means of generating income. And in conclusion, because this is an overview, the first step in the flow is offering valuable information in exchange for prospects' contact information. I don't think I have to say that twice. The information can be in a digital ebook, PDF, online video, etc. Every time a prospect opts in for the information, you collect their name, email address, and possibly phone number. As your web form collects this information, you are building your list. The list you are building is the next number one asset next to time in your career as an entrepreneur. And in conclusion, your personal time and data lists are the top assets you must manage in order to give yourself the best chance of prosperity and maintaining a cutting edge.